Good afternoon, I'm Jonathan Schultz. This is my CSCI 255 Fall 2016 project. Here I have a breadboard which has an instrumented thermopile sensor on it, which sends a 0 to 3.3 voltage to the microcontroller. The microcontroller converts that voltage into a digital 0 to 1024 reading from the ADC, from the resolution off the ADC. The microcontroller then sends that to the Raspberry Pi, and then the Raspberry Pi displays that inside of the putty configuration. So here we have the thermopile. The thermopile is essentially a bunch of serially connected thermocouples. They sense the heat waves coming in from the surroundings. Then that tiny voltage is then sent through a filter in a gain circuit. The gain circuit amplifies that voltage from millivolts to 0 to 3.3 volts, and the filtering circuit cuts out any frequencies that are higher that may interfere with the signal. So through the white wire, the output of that op amp and that thermopile is sent to pin 1.3 on the microcontroller, and then I have a ground pin that keeps the reference potential the same between the breadboard and the microcontroller. The serial cable then is used to send the UART command to the Raspberry Pi, which I'm displaying here on my computer through VNC. So in my command window in my Raspberry Pi, I can look for which device is active. So I basically started with the microcontroller unplugged, checked which devices were active, and then I plugged the device in to see which device was added. And the difference between the two is shown here in this TTY ACM0. And then I took that TTY ACM0 and plugged it into the putty configuration screen with a baud rate of 9600. And this is what the serial is communicating at, which is defined inside of the microcontroller's code. And then I come down here to open, and you can see it's dumping values. So those values again are going to range from 0 to 1024 depending on the temperature. And you can see as I put my hand in front of the sensor that the values are increasing, and they decrease again when I remove my hand. So the circuit is working, the microcontroller is working, and the Raspberry Pi is working. Thank you for your time.